Hello, hello, hello. It is a weigh-in Wednesday, or maybe it's a weight loss Wednesday, whatever. It's weight-based and it's Wednesday. So I'm here to give you a little update. And when I say little, I mean a little smidge of an update. It's the tiniest smidge. It's okay. I'm dealing with it, taking it in stride, I guess. I'm actually just glad that it moved at all. So let me pull it up. It's really weird because this time around, I really don't remember how much I lost this week. I know that. Why did you throw that? I saw you. I saw you throw it. Okay. I know that last week when I weighed in at 223.2. This week I weighed in just now this morning at 221.0 even. Well, that's what I weighed in. Actually, the scale bounced and bounced and bounced all over. It went a little under 221, it went a little over 221, and it settled on 221.0. So that's where we're at. That's what I'm going to call it. And I'm going to do a little bit of investigating on my batteries just to see if that's necessary or not. Because it seems like it's taking a longer time to make up its mind. So that is a loss of what, 2.2 pounds, I believe. That's this week. And I'll tell you that honestly, I weighed in at that. So I don't weigh myself every day. I get on and off the scale as I'm like obsessed with it. I'll be honest. I'm not going to be all like, there's a healthy balance to me on the scale. There's probably not, where you're like in this weird relationship. Sometimes I'm like, I ain't got time for you. You're no good for me and I'm not dealing with it. And other times I'm like, oh, come here. I'm feeling a little bit like you're going to be nice to me today. And so I just kind of weigh myself throughout the week as I feel like weighing myself, or when I think about it. So, and sometimes I get on the scale and I do weird shit like, okay, yeah, I'm up this many pounds, but I drank this much water and I've eaten this much food. So actually, I do weird math things in my head, but whatever. It's all just, everybody's journey is their own. Do you do weird math things in your head? Like, I'm telling you, it's such a strange thing. But anyway, so I have been like every time I've gotten on the scale. So I have not weighed myself every single day, but I have weighed myself often. And every time I got on the scale, even yesterday, I was the exact same weight as last week. So I don't know, all of a sudden today, it's 2.2 down. I'll take it. I'm happy with it. Let's just keep moving, right? So I don't know. I wouldn't call this like a plateau these last 2 weeks. Definitely the weight loss has slowed down, which I would say is to be expected, because I mean, that was a lot. It was a good weight, like a good amount of weight loss in just a month. So I am feeling okay about that as long as it continues to come off. And I do know that there are things I can do to like help, like, movement and exercise, which I actually intended to start. I think I talked to you guys about weighing in, about working out regularly and wanting to do that. And I did want to start that, and I am going to start that, but I didn't start it for two reasons. One, I fell. I was, it was dark and I was giving the goats hay. And I was like, because it was dark, instead of like going through the whole process, I was like, well, I'll just take the whole bale in there, which I've done before. I think it's a 50-pound bale. Babe, is it 50 pounds? I think it's a 50-pound bale. So I took the bale of hay by the two strings and I was trying to walk it in. But to keep it from getting rained on, it has all these, like a tarp on it held down by bricks. And I had moved a brick and it was dark, so I couldn't see. And I tripped on the brick and I wound up falling and jacking myself up royally. Like, it wasn't even that bad of a fall. When I fell, I absolutely felt like oh my God, I'm gonna have like brush burns all down my hip, all down the side of my leg. Actually, like, when you're a kid and you fall and you just know that the skin in your hand is messed up because of how bad it burns and stuff, but it's not. That's how I felt. And that's how basically this whole side of my body was. It was pretty jacked up. So it kind of me up to be like a little bit stiff and uncomfortable. And then that kind of led into like just a bunch. And I wound up having a lot of pain in my shoulder, which I went to physical therapy for like 2 years ago. So I've been doing my stretches and my rolling and trying to like work it out without having to go pay $1,000 billion to get somebody else to work it out for me. Okay. So that's where I'm at. I do plan on putting exercise into my situation, and I am going to share that with you guys. Obviously, I think I might even time lapse it. Like hell, we've already done that at this point. I really enjoyed the time lapse vlogs. I feel like that's a really good, here's my entire day. It is a little bit weird though, because I am home and not doing too much outside of the house. But I feel like eventually, like, I'll be time lapsing the goats, like going to take care of the goats and like all the stuff that happens, art, all that stuff, right? So that's where that's heading, those daily vlogs. But this is the weight loss Wednesday, so weigh-in Wednesday. So let's get back to that. As far as like my eating plan, I think that I have not been counting calories. I count them as in I log my food, but I am not like counting them as in restricting them. Some days are naturally quite low because I am eating, but only in 4 hours. And so I'm not that hungry or whatever. And other days are higher because I'm eating more calorie dense meals. I am hungry or whatever, or the choice of food or whatever it is. And they kind of all average out to be around 1,200 calories a day. Even if it's a low day and then a high day, the weekly averages have come to be about 11 to 1,200 calories a day. So that I think is fine. It's been doing fine. But I do know that like I could make different choices. Like I could go full keto and probably help myself lose faster if I wanted to, or if I do get stuck like in a plateau, like had the weight not come off this week, the second week in the row, I would have kind of probably been like, okay, let's do something to jumpstart just a little bit of movement again and see where it goes. What I'm trying to do is to avoid anything extreme. I don't want to do anything crazy or extreme to lose the weight because I don't want to have to do extreme crazy things your whole life. It's not sustainable. And I don't want to do this again. So obviously I have like certain goals, which are to lose the weight, to be at a healthy place. I am not sure what my final weight goal is. I have a weight goal in my mind, but I also know that wherever I wind up, I want it to be a pretty natural place. Whereas on or off programs or whatever, I'm kind of just staying there. So I'm trying to kind of like have an open mind, see what my body's like, and move forward in a way that allows me to have an honest conversation with myself without like giving myself excuses or talking myself out of, like it's just such a balance when you are dealing with yourself, because it's like, I don't know, like I know I give other people good advice, but sometimes when I'm giving myself advice, I have selfish reasons behind it, because it's like, yeah, okay, sure, like let's not be obsessive about what we eat, but at the same time, that little voice that's like, don't obsess, is like, really, she just wants pizza. So she's telling us not to obsess because she wants to go, out and eat or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's like trying to find that balance between your inner voice that's guiding yourself in a good, healthy direction and your inner voice that's like, hey, I can take over steering and we can have a real good time. So I don't know. And along with trying to be really conscious of that, I think so. Sleep has not been good. That was the other thing I was focusing on. And I know that sleep will help weight loss be better, but sleep has been really rough because Amber's been working strange hours, like really strange hours. So it's like sometimes I can get to sleep, but then I have to take care of the animals because she's already gone. Or sometimes I'm about to be asleep, but then I know she's getting up in like 10 minutes. It's like a weird thing. Or she's coming home right when I'm going. It's a weird thing. So I do definitely need to focus more on sleep like we talked about, and that really hasn't happened. and I need to move more. So I think that since sleep is going to be kind of weird, I just know it is. As long as she's working weird hours, sleep is going to be weird. So I'm thinking that instead I'll focus on movement. And since I am starting to feel better in the shoulder a lot and in the leg pretty significantly, I think I'm going to start that either today or tomorrow. So yay. That's exciting. I will let you guys know what I'm doing, and I look forward to talking to you later. I wanted to say hey to Lizzie and hey to Donna and all those girls and anybody else who's still here from before. I'm so glad you are. And I've had some new subscribers and some people stopped by, and I wanted to tell you guys hi. I totally enjoyed hearing from you and connecting with you in the comments. And I will see you guys later.